If you are a Salesforce developer appearing for Salesforce interview, these real-time questions can be really much helpful to you. Let's move on to the first question. The first question says that what are the limitations of Aura enabled method? So basically, what are the limitations of the methods that we use inside the either the LWC components or the Aura components? So one of the limitations that I've recently found out most probably is that the Aura enable method cannot take set as a parameter. So right now if you can see I'm trying to use a set as a parameter inside the Aura enabled method, and it says that Aura enable method do not support parameter type of set. Instead, if I convert it into the form of list, it will allow me to save the record. So in simple terms, one of the limitations of Aura enable method is that you cannot take set as one of its parameter. Let's move on to the next question is that I have an LWC component which I am inserting a record inside Salesforce. Basically, I'm using an LWC component. There's an LWC component, and this LWC component you are trying to insert the record inside Salesforce, right? And but at the apex end, I'm to getting too many DML statement errors. Why am I getting it, and how do I fix it? So what happens is usually, let's say I've created an LWC component, and using this LWC component, I'm trying to insert some kind of a record, let's say account inside Salesforce. And when I'm inserting, you will most probably get too many DML statement error. The specific reason for this issue is that because of cacheable equals to true. Whenever you are going to get the data from the apex inside your LWC component, okay, whenever you're going to get the data, let's say your LWC component, and you're going to get the data inside your LWC component from Salesforce apex. In that case, cacheable equals to true is fine. But if you're trying to insert the record from your LWC component inside Salesforce using Apex, right? In that cases, you should not use cacheable equals to true. And because of this cacheable equals to true, you might get too many DML statement error, right? Even though you are only inserting one record and the limit is of 150, still you will get too many DML statement error if you are using cacheable equals to true while inserting the records inside Salesforce. So now, before moving to the next question, if you're not feeling confident enough before going to any of the interview, you can have one-to-one mock interview with me by clicking the top met link below. Let's move on to the next question, that what are the real-time use cases of the wrapper classes? Now, this is a question that has been asked to me multiple times, and even I have seen people getting asked this kind of question. So what is a real-time example or real-time use of the wrapper classes? So let's consider one of the method. Let's say public string return my name, right? And what this method is going to do is going to return some kind of a name. Let's say return test, right? It's going to return something. And similarly, if you want to return an integer, in that cases again you will keep the return type as integer, and you will return the integer, right? But what if you want to return integer, you want to return string, you want to return boolean, you want to return an object, you want to return the list of the records within the single method itself? In such cases, a wrapper comes very much handy. So in such cases where you do not know what would be the return type of your method, in such cases wrapper comes very much handy. So what you can do is inside your main class, you can create one more class, public class, let's say wrapper class. Let's say inside this wrapper class, you are going to create multiple variables. Let's say public string my name, public string my phone, right? And all of these variables that I'm going to define will be Aura enabled. If you're dealing with the LWC component, okay? And now let's say this is my method, public my method, and for this method you do not know what would be the return type, right? It can be anything. So instead of keeping anything as a return type, you can keep this wrapper class as the return type. Now here inside this wrapper class, what you can do is you can create your own object, and using wrap dot my name, you can assign the name, and wrap dot my phone, you can assign whatever the phone number that you have. right? Now what this is going to do is it is going to have multiple values, but it can also return multiple values. So in such cases where you do not know what would be the return type of your method, wrapper class comes handy. And one more important use case of this is while integration, because in integration from the javascript we are going to get the values like in a normal javascript or annotation method way, right? And then you need to map those values to your Salesforce object. In such cases, if you do not know or if you are unknown of what kind of return type that JavaScript is going to return, in such cases you can use wrapper as the middle layer to map the values from the JavaScript to your Salesforce objects. So this was all about today's questions. If you found this video helpful, I request you to please like this video and subscribe to my channel.